Hello, everyone. So I am coming to you live from NYC. This is Motivational Monday Live with your host, Aura Elena Martinez. And I'm coming to you also jet lag, which is okay. We had a delay arriving here in New York from Milan, but I am here, I am present. I have a very valuable message that it is my desire that you allow this to sink in your being and that you get how important this is, because what I'm going to be sharing with you today, it is so common sense. It is so common sense, but let's keep it real here. Common sense tends to be one of those things that goes out the window, right? I'm going to keep it real here. I'm going to keep it very real, but I want you to feel the love with which I'm sharing this message, because love at times, right? What? Love sometimes isn't, oh, no. Love has a realness to it. It's going to say the truth to you. Sometimes that truth can be triggering, right? But I want you to let this be the trigger, if it does trigger you, that elevates you, right? Let it elevate you, okay? And don't get this twisted. Don't get this wrong. I know it's called Motivational Monday Live, but I am not here to motivate you. No, I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to lift your level of consciousness. Why is it that lifting your level of consciousness is so important? Because when you lift your level of consciousness, you start seeing yourself and life differently. And as you start seeing yourself and your life differently, you're able to move different. You're able to respond differently in life. You're able to respond rather than react. Right? You're able to make different choices, make different decisions for yourself. And it is my sincere desire that with this series, you get so great at connecting with yourself, because I'm telling you, this is key. This is key. You are the key to everything. You are the answer that you're seeking in your life. You're the answer to everything, right? So don't let the name of this series fool you here, because I'm not here to motivate you. Because like I mentioned at the very first episode of this series, motivation, you cannot rely on motivation. That's because motivation is not sustainable. Let's keep it real. It's not sustainable. And the truth is, not all the time are you going to be motivated to do the very things that you want to do, right? So if you're wondering, okay, so what can I rely on then in order to keep going, in order to fuel myself so that I can keep going after my dreams, my desire, my vision? Well, I'm going to recommend that you watch the very first episode of this series that was entitled, Let's Talk About Motivation, Shall We? Because then I there break down what is the different parts of that engine that keeps you going. And for that, I recommend that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, right? R.E. Martinez, the Live to the Max, Viva Maximo. Subscribe so that you don't miss any of these episodes, because they all build up one on top of the other, right? And if this is your first time watching this series, I want to introduce myself. My name is Orlando Martinez, and I'm a self-discovery and empowerment coach, helping women gain total clarity in their purpose so that they can wake up to daily fulfillment and certainty. Now, do not get fooled with purpose meaning just a calling. Because the truth is, you could be living your calling and still not be living your most purposeful life. Because if you are neglecting any part of you, any part of your life that also plays a big role in how you feel and how you are and how you show up, how in the world are you going to be living your most purposeful life? Impossible. It's impossible. I want you to get this. Every part of you in your life matters. every part of you in your life, they all play a role in you living your most purposeful life, right? All of it matters, not just your calling. And this week's topic is entitled Self Discovery is the Basis of Everything. And this is why I say this is common sense, right? This is so common sense. But many times, the reason why we miss the mark is that we make something outside of ourselves as the source of something, the source of happiness, the source of, oh, this is the answer. Oh, yeah. And oftentimes we fail miserably. We fail miserably at building the solid foundation from which we can create the life that we so desire. And the solid foundation that I am referring to is you. You are the solid foundation. And when I say that you have to have a strong foundation and that foundation is you, I am not just referring to the body in terms of the physical health. Yes, that is important, of course. Because if you don't have great health, if you don't feel good, you're not going to have the energy to fulfill whatever calling, whatever purpose, whatever it is that you're wanting to do. So obviously that's very important. And equally important is your inner world and that relationship that you have with yourself. Of course, apart from the mental and emotional health, your relationship with yourself and your inner world, that you get to the core of who you really are, that you learn to see yourself clearly. This is so important. Because let me tell you this, if you are seeing yourself and your life from a place of limitation, oh, I lack the resources, you're not seeing yourself clearly. Because you're not seeing the capacity that you have to be the most resourceful person that you've ever met. If you are utilizing as your reason for why you can't do something, oh, because I'm a certain age, and so after a certain age I can't do certain things. Says who? You're not seeing yourself very clearly. You're not seeing the fact that you're such a powerful being. You are the most powerful being in your universe. You're not seeing it. And so it's important that you learn to see how amazing, powerful, resourceful being that you are, right? That you know and understand your blind spots that are keeping you stuck right where you are. It's very important. And it's also important that you have integrity within yourself. Integrity within yourself. And what does integrity mean? I want to read to you some of the definitions of the word integrity, and you're going to see how this relates to your relationship with yourself and how important it is when it comes to self-discovery. So integrity means the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. And it also means the state of being whole and undivided. That's what integrity means. Many times when our outer world is chaotic, it's because we lack honesty within ourselves. And we have parts within us that are divided. Now, if you're wondering, okay, Aura, what the heck do you mean with I'm not being honest with myself? I mean the following. You know those moments when you're probably saying yes to things that were actually a no? Or when you said no to things that were actually a yes? If you think that those things do not create a leak within you, if you think that those things do not affect your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, the outlook that you start having about yourself and your life, think again. Think again. And that's part of you living with authenticity. The closer you are to being integral within yourself, the more you're going to notice the level of peace, self-confidence, energy levels start going up, right? When you lack integrity, when there's parts within you that are divided, when you are not honest first with yourself, this makes it impossible for you to manifest the very things that you want. It makes it impossible for you to live the kind of life that you desire to live. Impossible. The foundation isn't strong. And this is why I say that self-discovery is the basis of everything. This is what it takes in order for you to take the reins in your life. This deep level of self-discovery, where you are understanding who and which part of you is in the driver's seat of your life. This is exactly why I say that self-discovery is the basis for everything in your life, for everything. Anything that you are wanting to accomplish, it's going to require you to first look so deeply within that you do this level of self-discovery and level of deep work. And I'm going to be using several examples of life so you can see how real and how true this is, right? So let's say, for example, utilizing, for those of you that may be, as my mentor likes to say, in the school of love, I'm going to use the following as an example. Say, for example, you start noticing that you keep attracting the same kind of man, the same kind of woman, only that is a different face, different nationality, different name, different physique. But the traits, the personalities, the character, the way they're treating you is very similar, if not the same. You notice there's a pattern. They're emotionally unavailable, or they never have time for you, or they mistreat you in some kind of way, right? On a surface level, it may seem as if perhaps this is all you could get. And if you remain in the surface level, you may fool yourself into thinking that perhaps this is all that I can attract, that all men or women are jerks, right? You know, when you get in those conversations where it's like, oh, all men are jerks, or all women are jerks, or that love isn't perhaps meant for me or whatnot. And all this, if you remain here, all this is just going to keep you in a cycle that is going to seem challenging, if not difficult, to get out of. If you dig deeper and you're willing to do the inner work necessary, you may notice that you have a particular relationship with yourself that is causing you to allow a certain type of romantic partner that doesn't serve you. I want you to notice how I use the verb allow and not attract. There's a reason for that. That's because each and every one of us, we're going to be attracting all kinds of things. You're going to be attracting good and bad. Get that in your mind. I think we put a lot of emphasis on if you want to attract this, if you want to attract this, for God's sake, you are going to attract all kinds of things. But it's what you allow what matters most. Right? It's what you allow that matters most. And what you allow is directly correlated to the relationship that you have with yourself. It's directly correlated. You want to know how true this is? I'm gonna say the following. Say, for example, you have low self-esteem. You don't think highly of yourself. You don't feel highly of yourself. Obviously, if you have low self-esteem and a very low self-concept, I want to break it down. I did this before. I've already mentioned this before, and I'm going to mention it here again. Self-concept is the way you think about yourself. Self-esteem is the way you feel about yourself. These are two different things, but they go hand in hand. So if you think and feel low about yourself, obviously, you're not going to feel deserving of good things. And if you're in the school of love, you're not going to feel deserving of a good partner, of someone treating you right, of someone being available to you. As a matter of fact, you may subconsciously be repelled to that. You could be attracting a very good man or a very good woman, and at the same time attracting a man or a woman that isn't the right person for you. But if your self-esteem and self-concept is low, who do you think you're going to choose of the two? It's a high probability you're going to choose the person that isn't right for you because of the fact that you think and feel so low about yourself. And this is why I say that what you allow into your life is directly correlated to the relationship that you have with yourself. Because someone that has high standards and high self-esteem and a high self-concept of themselves, they're not going to allow certain treatments from people. They're not going to allow breadcrumbs. They're going to say very quickly goodbye, and they're going to be more drawn to the person that treats them right, the person that is available for them, the person that matches their standards. You see how this works? This is why your relationship with yourself is so important. It is the most important relationship that you will ever have. Yes, our relationship with others is important, but those relationships that you have with others is also based on the relationship that you have with yourself. Because at the end of the day, the person that can allow things into their life is you. The person that can allow and open up things is you. Hello, Suzanne. So beautiful to see you here. How are you? So you see where I'm going with this. You are the most valuable, important person in your life. You are. You are. This is why your relationship with yourself is crucial, is important. It's the relationship that you always need to be cultivating. It's the relationship that you always need to make sure that it is strong and that it is intact. Now, for those that are in the school of health, as my mentor likes to say, I'm going to use another example just so you can see how self-discovery plays a huge role, even in this area of your life. Say, for example, you're trying to lose weight and you have tried all sorts of things. And you notice that nothing seems to be working, nothing seems to be clicking. You're probably missing a key component because all you're doing is focusing on the things that we have been so conditioned to be focusing on when it comes to weight loss, such as counting calories, the workouts, eating more salads, eating more proteins, etc., etc. Now, I want to clarify something because I don't want what I'm about to say to be misunderstood. I want you to know that when it comes to everything in your life, everything matters. Everything matters, especially in this case when it comes to weight loss. Of course, the amount of calories matter, the workouts matter, the foods that you put in your body matters, right? All of it matters. But many times we miss what's truly the driving force and what dictates whether or not we work out, whether or not we eat healthy. And that is the relationship that we have with ourselves and with food and the body and what's going on in the world. That is very important. This is why I've transitioned to being a self-discovery and empowerment coach, because I started out as a wellness and life coach, helping people get out of the sugar roller coaster they will find themselves in and lose weight. And when I started realizing, not just in my own weight loss journey, but also in the clients that were coming to me, that it was their relationship with themselves and with food and their body that needed to be shifted, right? Suzanne says, yeah, I still struggle. Yeah, that is the key. Because you're going to notice that when you have a better relationship with yourself and a better relationship with food in your body, eating healthy is going to get easier. Working out is going to get easier because the inner is going to be aligned with the actions that we need to take in order to get to whatever desired weight. Yes, you need to be a happier self. Yes, 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 yes. And so this is why I've transitioned, because I started noticing that when you get to the core of who you really are and you really start understanding yourself in a deeper level, you can then start having a better relationship with yourself, because your relationship with yourself is directly correlated to your eating habits and your exercise habits. Believe it or not, it is, right? It is. And I can attest to that because I started gaining weight after my dad passed away. Why? Not because I didn't know how to eat healthy, not because I didn't know what workouts to do, but because I was eating my grief. I was eating my grief. And when that's the thing that you are not working on and you're just working on the superficial, oh, let's just fix the diet. Let's just do keto here. You're only going to be able to sustain your diet for like a week or two. And then you're going to go back to the eating unhealthy and the choosing things that are not right for you. And then you find yourself in this yo-yo dieting, because all that the yo-yo diet is mirroring to you is something that is happening internally. You're right. Yes. Yes. This is why inner work is so important. This is why I do the work that I do, because that is the key. You want long lasting results? This is what you need to work on. You want the doing to be easier? This is what you need to work on. So many times we focus on the doing, the doing, the doing, the doing, the doing, that we forget the being, the being. This is why I say that there's 3 elements to a purposeful life. The first one is the being, then it's the doing, and then it's the vision. There's no vision without the being. The vision comes from the being. When you want the doing to be easier, you got to work on the being. That's you. That's you, right? You want to see a perfect example of what it is that I'm saying when it comes to weight and how important it is that you look at the main key before you even look at food. This is what you need to look at. There's a show that right now I can't think of because I'm kind of like jet lag at the moment, but of people that are obese and they're struggling with choosing the right food. They can't stop eating. The reason why they can't stop eating is not because they cannot stop eating, but because they have something internally going on, something emotional, probably a depression, something going on. Once that is worked on, the eating healthier is going to be easier, right? It's a perfect example. So, what about if the my 600-pound life? Yes, yes, that's the show. That's the show. Yeah, there are several shows. Yes, but that's one of them, right? That's the perfect example that I could come up with when it comes to weight, right? That it's your inner self that needs to be worked on. I can promise you, I can guarantee you, when you do the deep level of inner work, and if you're wanting to do that inner work, please know that I'm available for that. Schedule your clarity call with me. Let's get this work going. I said doing, going and doing, right? And being. You don't need to be doing this alone. You don't need to be doing this alone. What about if the outer weight that you're carrying is symbolic to the inner weight that you're carrying? Let me rephrase that. What about if the weight that you're carrying, the physical weight, is just representing to you an internal weight that you're carrying, and that's what needs to be worked on? And it is this level of transformation within that needs to occur so that your actions can match what it is that you say that you want. When you notice that you can't seem to do the very things that you want to do, the solution is not forcing yourself to do things. Let me tell you something. I am so jet lagged right now as I'm talking. I am so jet lagged. But yet it is so easy for me to do this because my inner is connected to this. You see how important it is that we work within ourselves? When within you, your being is not connected to what it is that you are supposed to be doing, or you say that you want to do, but you notice it's so hard, the solution, again, is not forcing yourself to do it, but to understand what is the resistance, to understand what is going on, to understand what's behind all that. The resistance has a message for you. The fact that it is hard for you to do that, it has a message for you. It has a very valuable message for you. Go get that message. That can make the difference between you being stuck or you really transforming that area of your life. Another example that I'm going to come up for those that are in the school of money, and say, for example, you are wanting to have your own business. If you notice that your business, it seems like a struggle, it feels like a struggle, it's like, the easiest thing to think at first is you need more tools, right? You need to learn more about sales. You need to learn more about marketing. You need more certifications. You need to learn about branding, etc., etc. And all these things are necessary. I want to clarify this. All these things are necessary. However, if you notice that you have all these tools, and despite these tools, things are still not clicking, you don't seem to be moving along, I can guarantee you, yes, I am that confident, and I say guarantee. I can guarantee you that there is something within you that you're not seeing that is preventing you, that is blocking you from making your business take off. I'm that confident that I can say I can guarantee. And it's most likely a personal development piece, an inner work piece that needs to occur within you. Because the foundation isn't strong yet. And that foundation is you. That foundation is you. I was recently invited to be on a podcast, on a sales podcast, to speak about sales. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, you must have made a mistake because I am not a sales coach. And I am not a salesperson. This is what I'm saying to myself, right? And that's where I got it wrong. For all of you that are in business or thinking of starting a business, you're going to want to listen to what I'm about to say. That's where I got it wrong when I thought that, well, he must have made a mistake because I'm not a sales coach and I'm not a salesperson. Well, I may not be a sales coach, but I'm certainly a salesperson. Since I'm a coach, by default, I'm a salesperson because I am offering a program, right? I offer products. I offer a book. I offer a journal, right? So as a salesperson, I can tell you that if you lack any kind of confidence in yourself, in your business, you lack confidence that you have what it takes to make your business work, that's your business is not going to be able to take off. Or say, for example, if you're wanting to be a coach, but you're not willing to invest in yourself so that you can continue growing, how in the world can you expect a possible client to invest in themselves through your program? Impossible. And these are the things that needs to be uncovered so that the pieces within yourself and the pieces of everything that you know, that you learn, the marketing, the sales, your certifications, whatever products you're selling, for all of that to come together and for it to work and for you to see traction in your business. Okay. And so I just shared 3 examples to prove to you how self-discovery is the basis to everything in your life. And I'm going to utilize another example, right? So that you can see how this plays just a big role in everything. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what it is that you're wanting to transform. It doesn't matter what it is, what area of you in your life you're wanting to transform, all of it, all of it involves self-discovery. I want you to remember that you are the most powerful tool that you have in your life. I want you to know that. I want you to let that sink in. Okay. So, say, for example, that you are struggling with living a more authentic life. Okay. Somehow, where you're at in your life, it doesn't feel right for you anymore. It just doesn't feel right for you anymore. You're feeling frustrated for quote unquote no good reason. And I use quotations on purpose because there's no such thing as you're feeling something for no reason. Trust. You're feeling what you're feeling for a reason. Okay? You're feeling what you're feeling for a reason. Right? You probably feel like you no longer fit where you're at anymore. I'm going to tell you this, it's going to be very important that you do some digging within yourself. And you cannot afford to go on a superficial level with this. You cannot afford it. And yet, many times we go superficial. You know how? Ooh, what I'm about to say is going to be. Sometimes we go superficial by sprinkling in some gratitude just to avoid the work that is required for us to shift that. I'm going to say this about gratitude. Gratitude is not to be utilized and is as an excuse for why you are not going to do the work within yourself and not feel what you're feeling. What do I mean with that? I'm going to utilize myself as an example. Back when I turned 30, I hit a wall of frustration. Oh my God. I hit a wall of frustration. Nothing was making me happy. Nothing was making me happy. It didn't matter that I was traveling the world, didn't matter that I was going every week to my favorite country. It didn't matter at the time that I weighed 112 pounds. I'm short, okay? So 112 pounds looked very good on me. I had a very nice body. That didn't even matter to me. I wasn't making bad money. None of that mattered. And I could have very easily sprinkled in some gratitude. You're going to see what I mean with sprinkling in gratitude as an excuse to not feel your emotions. You don't want to do that. I could have very easily sprinkled in some gratitude, pushed that frustration away, and said to myself, "Well, you know what? No, I'm going to forget this frustration. I'm going to feel gratitude for where I'm at because at least I have a job." And at least I can do this and I can do that. So, no, I'm not going to feel this frustration. Let me tell you this. When you do that, you do a huge disservice to yourself. Huge, huge. Okay. What I did instead, I leaned into my frustration. I still felt gratitude. I want you to understand this. I want you to get this. I want you to get this. It's going to seem like it's contradicting itself, but it's not. You can still feel frustrated and still have gratitude at the same time. I'm going to explain. So stay with me. Back when I was feeling very frustrated, I chose to feel gratitude for all the things that I have accomplished, for all the things that I currently at the time had and still have. But I decided to lean into my frustration, to understand the message that that frustration had for me. Okay. When you use gratitude to knock out whatever you are experiencing, you miss out on valuable information from your inner being. I want you to get this. No emotion has to be a negative emotion. No emotion has to be something toxic. Emotions are just information from your essence, from your soul, from your inner being. They are to be honored. They are for you to be paying attention to. If right now a baby was to be crying, you wouldn't ignore the cries and be like, oh, that baby is just being annoying. No, you would want to carry the baby and want to find out what is going on. What is it trying to communicate to you? Is it hungry? Is it thirsty? Does it need its diapers change? That's the same thing we need to be doing with our own emotions. You frustrated? Okay. What are you wanting to tell me? What do I need to look at that I'm not looking at right now? But yet many times what we do is we knock it out. No, because I'm supposed to be grateful. You can still be grateful and still tend to that feeling that you are feeling at the moment. You get where I'm going? It was thanks to that frustration that I was able to find my calling, which is this that I'm doing. Had I not leaned into my frustration, because that frustration that I was feeling, what it was doing is it was wanting to guide me on a different direction in my life. That was all that it was wanting to do. It was not there to hurt me. Your emotions are not there to hurt you. They're there to inform you. They're there to guide you. They're there to nudge you. And when you're able to see it for what they are, no longer do you have to be conflicted with, oh, I need to feel gratitude. And no, you can still feel gratitude, but still tend to that part of you that is wanting to communicate something to you. This is why I created a course back in 2020 that's entitled Your Frustration is Your Liberation. And it was based on the step by step that I took myself through in order to get my calling, in order to get the message of the frustration. I had no idea it was a calling. I thought I was just frustrated just to feel frustrated. So, and if you're wanting to learn more about this course, just go to www.auraemartinez.com and you're going to see the tab that reads courses. Click on that and you're going to see the very first course. Okay. So there I guide you step by step. This is why, going back to the topic, if you notice that you're not living your most joyous, authentic, passionate life, that's because most likely there are layers to uncover, right? There are layers to uncover. Whether those layers are you uncovering what your true purpose is, any limitations that you're holding on to, any story that you're holding on to that you're telling yourself that is limiting you, that is holding you back, any lack of self-confidence, right? These are the things that need to be unpacked. They need to be unpacked. Okay. So, can you understand and see for yourself how crucial it is for you to use as your basis self-discovery if you're wanting to transform your life? This is crucial. This is important. You need a solid and strong foundation in order to create the life that you want. And that foundation is you. You need to be solid, intact within you. Have integrity within yourself. Have a strong relationship with yourself, right? So if you're ready to uncover what's truly holding you back in your life, you're ready to turn the setbacks into step ups so that they can get you closer and closer to the life that you desire. If you're ready and you're wanting to peel those layers that are holding you back from the life that you desire, that is holding you back from you being and feeling more confident so that you can acquire the mindset that you need in order to be and have the things that you want. So you're no longer blinded by the things that can get in your way. And you're wanting more clarity as to what your next steps should be. Then I'm going to highly recommend that you schedule a clarity call with me. You could either DM me or click on the link for you to schedule the clarity call. And in that call, we're going to go over where you are now, where you desire to be, what is necessary to close that gap, and how I can help you to close that gap. Because you don't need to be confused. You don't need to be going in circles or in any cycle that you do not want. No, it's time for you to live your most purposeful life in every regards. It's time for you to live a life that you feel lit up, that not even jet lag, the way in my case, holds you back, where nothing holds you back. Schedule that clarity call with me. Let's see. Let's see in what way I am able to help you get the life that you so desire. And I am going to ask that you please share this video with other people. You just never know who in your circle, who may need to listen to this message. You just never know what other people may be going through. And that this is the message that they need to listen to in order for them to be like, oh my God, wait, I need to do some inner work. I need to really go within. I really need to uncover what are the patterns. What part of me is holding on to this pattern that is keeping me stuck in life, that is keeping me attracting this kind of person or that kind of thing or this kind of situation? You just never know. So please share this message with those that you know and in your social media, because you just never know who this can serve. And with this said, it is my desire that you live life to the max the way you are destined to live. And until next time, bye for now.